this strap that goes around the tail. It's flat here. Those that were used for horses are usually round. For cattle I like them more if they are flat because the tail is more tight. I like the strap because it helps to avoid that the whole thing doesn't slip to the front. What might happen if you go downhill or if you have an animal that bucks. And for first times I also like to have something to hold on because you are more balanced and it helps the animal to stay calm and it helps me to stay calm. When I know I have something to grab on, I don't have to make funny movements. And they usually get used to things when they have walked about 100 meters. And if you have managed to go 100 or 200 meters without an accident, you probably will not have one after. Sometimes an animal is more afraid of that blanket than it is about me, and in that case I may train him first that I can lean against him, that I can sit on him without that, so it is always depending. I also like if there's only one new thing or one thing they might be afraid of at one time. No, we have two things, it's Zeus stuff and it's me, because he didn't know me. So I have to see what he thinks about me. What I'm doing now is with my scratching, I will prepare every part of his body where I may touch him or where he might get in contact with these things. So if I went to you and all by a sudden touch you, it may shock you. If I prepare it first, you are not shocked. So I start at a place where they are used to be touched. If one cow is asking the other to be licked, the one cow lowers the head like he does and the other one starts licking here. So this is where I start. It's okay. I think he will push him away. I try to make the movements slow and to prepare them by scratching. If I would open that blanket that way and put it on his back, he would be afraid and jump away. So I will try to, leave it closed, hold it close to me, but I don't pay attention to that pet because I want him to see by the way I move that there's no reason to pay attention to that pet and no reason at all to be afraid. So I hold it next to me and then I lean it next to him and push it upwards his shoulder, leaning it next to him, and when I'm up near to the top then I open it and push it over him, but there's always a leaning contact. So the first touch of a new thing or a new person or whatever should not be something like a bit or something that makes him be afraid. And so this is what I will do next, and I see now that he is relaxed and he is fine, and so I think for him maybe it's easier not to tie him than to tie him, because I don't want him to spend too much to think about it. I wanted to do it just while we do other things. We will walk around with him to see if it makes him walk in a different way, if he wants to get rid of it or not. And if everything is calm and relaxed, then the next step can be to try to sit on. When I start to ride, I like to use a halter, and I take 2 ropes for the steering, and I also have a whip so that I can give them the same commands they are already used to. And I continue with this scratching. And the best thing would be if he thinks, that's my massage monkey, and if that is on top, it can give me a better scratching. So at first I start to scratch him so much that he wants me to continue. And also if I scratch him with a bit and put a bit pressure on it and a bit white, he isn't that surprised to get more white. So I can put some white here and it's somehow okay. And now I will have to make a little jump. Maybe move a bit to his foot. You can remove the bucket at the front. What we are doing now is to give him something, a task to do that he already knows, and something he knows that he does right. He should know that he's doing the right thing, because now he feels a bit insecure and he is a bit frightened and he doesn't know what to do. And if you let him do a task he already knows and he's able to do, then it calms him down, because he knows, I'm doing what Rob is expecting, and so I'm okay. And now keep him thinking about your little tasks.
Yeah. Oh, I'm
Boring, and then I think everything is perfect. And I like to make it slow enough that they can understand the task. Seems to me when they know what I'm expecting from them, what they should do, then they start to think about it and they can do it. If I try to push them through something, or then they won't do it. And so if my goal would be to ride once around the pasture, then I start the way we did now, that we started leading, and maybe next time you could put out the lead rope when we are over there, and we can try if we can walk, if he carries me back home that round. And I would continue this way and repeat that for several times, so that he always knows, I'm doing the right thing, I'm fulfilling my task. And I like it if there's only one thing new at one moment. And if they might always be a bit frightened from something, but it's nice if it's only one thing. With a halter and reins, cattle that are that way trained, it will be enough. You can steer them with a whip commands as you do it from the ground. Also, if you are on top. So if I would continue riding with him, I would keep all commands he already knows, and if he should stop, I would give him with my whip a tap here. And in the beginning I do both things, push a bit on the rein and whoa. And then time by time you make it rhythm. If you have an animal that is more stubborn, then it helps to have a chain going over the nose and maybe put one ring through each ring of the halter. And some people like to use bits. If you use a bit, it's better to have one that has a pin at the end than a ring, because the mouse ends so flat and the ring has a tendency to get into that flat part, and the pin stays better in place. Or you can use a leather strap that is flat and fits better to their mouth shape, and you can put the leather straps through the mouth and close it under here. But it's always depending on the animal. If an animal is calm and relaxed, you don't need it. Worst thing that might happen is that he walks slowly in the wrong direction, so you may have to get off and get on the path again. If someone is nervous, and he might get more nervous if you put that bit in, and then the bit doesn't help at all, because you start with a nervous animal. And then it's better to go with a halter only. The bit helps most if an animal is calm, relaxed, but stubborn. With those who have the tendency to be very nervous, I usually don't use it.